You're clearly trying to have a more respectful relationship with the First Minister than your predecessors did. Will you respect the Scottish Parliament's decision to change the gender recognition reform bill that they're proposing?
So there's been a lot of talk about this, and I'll just be really clear about our position. The process that I'm talking about is one that's been established for years, if not decades. It's entirely standard.
It's not been used.
And it's entirely reasonable that the UK government considers the impact on the entire UK of laws that are passed in Scotland. As I said, it's a long-standing established practice. We're going through that process. We'll receive the advice and then decide on the next steps.
But it'd be controversial if you did it.
Again, we're talking about hypotheticals. We're jumping ahead of ourselves. All I'm saying at the moment
is... Not very far. It's just Tuesday when you're going to make the announcement.
We're going through the process. We're receiving the advice. It's something that has been in place for years, if not decades, and it's right that we go through that process.
Now, when you were here at the hustings in Scotland, at the hustings during the leadership contest, you said the prospect of another independence referendum during a cost of living crisis would be barmy. So you're not going to give the powers to the Scottish Parliament. The First Minister says that means she's going to turn the next general election into a de facto referendum. If you're still Prime Minister after that election, would you accept the result of that de facto referendum?
I tell you what I'm focused on is delivering for the people in Scotland. Today's announcement...
Yeah, but that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you about the possibility of a de facto referendum at the next general election, which is what the First Minister is proposing. You spoke to her about it last night. Would you accept the outcome of that?
We didn't talk about the next general election. What we did talk about, though, is the things that we can do to deliver for people here in Scotland by working constructively together. And today's announcement of 2 new free ports is a great example.
But you're completely ignoring my question, which is about the possibility of the next general election being a de facto referendum. Would you accept the outcome of that?
What I'm focused on...
I know, but that's not what I'm asking you, what you're focused on. I'm asking you to focus on this, because there's a lot of people in Scotland who are very interested in this. Would you accept the outcome of a de facto referendum?
Do you know what? I was out all of yesterday evening, I've been out all of today, and what people are talking to me about is what we can do to actually make their lives better in the here and now.
So you're just not going to talk about what they're talking about? You're just going to ignore my question about... You're just going to ignore my question about Scotland's constitutional future? Is that what you're doing?
No, I think when it comes to a general election, people will make up their own minds on what they want to vote on, right? So it's not really for me to talk about that. What I can talk about...
because that's what I'm asking you about. It sounds like you're ignoring the mandate at the Scottish Parliament. You're ignoring a mandate potentially at a Westminster election. Are you ignoring democracy?
No, absolutely not. What we are doing is delivering for people here in Scotland. And now obviously, the Scottish Government tried to put forward something which the Supreme Court said was not appropriate. Well, I respect the decision of the Supreme Court. And in the here and now, I think what people in Scotland want is for us to make a difference to their lives. And we want to create jobs and opportunities.
But they have no democratic right to express their own opinion on Scotland's future.
As I said, the Supreme Court has made its decision. We respect the decision of the
Scottish
Supreme
people
Court.
can't.
And actually, what we are doing is delivering for the Scottish people with initiatives like the 2 free ports here today that we're announcing, which will bring jobs, investment and opportunity to their regions in Scotland. It's a very positive example of what we're going to try and do, and that's what I'm set on delivering.
Prime Minister, thanks for joining us on STV News. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you.